guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know, my name is Megan. I post about motherhood, lifestyle, reviews, etc, etc. And I am back for a little 4-month update for my little Miss Bridget. So we are 4 months old, and last time I had her weighed, she was 13 pounds and 3 ounces. It's been a couple weeks and she doesn't go back till next week when she's like 4.5 months old. That's just how we were able to schedule her well visits. So my guess is she's more. I wouldn't be surprised if she's a whole pound more or even more than that. I mean, she just feels like she gained weight. So we'll see what she is. She's still kind of in the middle, like, you know, average. And yeah, so she's continuing to eat. If you've watched these updates, she was eating every like 2 hours and eating like 3 to 4 ounces. She's still kind of doing that. She's stretched herself to like 2.5 hours, but it's still only around 4 ounces. Sometimes she'll take the extra ounce, and that's okay because she's gaining weight fine. I am so not concerned about forcing her to like eat the extra ounces or upping her ounces. I can't remember when I upped my formula ounces for my twins, but I know they never got over 6 ounces even at a year old. You know, there's babies drinking 7, 8 ounces, and that's okay. Every baby is different. She's still drinking 4 ounces. She's totally content after, and sometimes I'll make her an extra ounce and if she wants it, and sometimes she doesn't. So I did start making bigger bottles, and she ended up throwing them up, or she was still not taking them. So, you know, we're sticking with what's working for her, and we always offer her more if she acts like she's not full, and that's just the way it is. So yeah. So even though she's 4 months old, she will not be having baby food. We did baby-led weaning with my twins, and I will definitely do videos on it when we get there. And we started at 6 months adjusted for them because they were premature. We'll just start at 6 months for her because she wasn't premature. She was born at 38 weeks, which is considered full term. So she won't have baby food before. That's what we did with the twins, and it worked extremely well. They are not picky eaters at all. And yeah, it worked really well. So that's what we'll do with her. I just need to get a burp cloth. So that's what we'll do with her. She will start at 6 months old, so she won't have any baby food. So she'll just be on formula. And that's what we do with the twins. So we won't be introducing anything until 6 months. No water, nothing like that. So she is extremely alert, and around this time is when babies become more alert to their surroundings, more cognitively aware of what's going on around them, and she definitely is. She recognizes her siblings. She always wants to know what's going on. She's looking around. Huh, Sissy? She is so happy, and she is such a good girl. So she's still on the nap schedule of 4 naps a day. I am trying to switch her to 3 naps, and so far it hasn't worked because her naps are still short, but around this time is when they typically get a little longer, 4 to 5 months. So once they get longer, I'll switch her to 3 naps. But right now 4 is working fine. Sometimes she skips the 4th nap, which can be rough around dinner time, but we've been trying to get her to bed right at 7 instead of like 7:45 because that seems to really work well for her. And then she sleeps really well. So she's still getting up once a night, and that is because I'm waking her up because she is on the medication for her hemangiomas, like the one on her face, and that requires her to eat now that she's 4 months, every 7 to 8 hours because of her blood sugar. Not that she has a blood sugar problem, but it can cause a drop in blood sugar. So she needs to be fed every 7 to 8 hours. And so I'm waking her up to feed her. I don't know. I anticipate that she would get up otherwise, even if I didn't wake her, but I don't know for sure. And oh, bless you. And I can't let her go to see. So that's what we're doing right now. We're waking her up every 7 to 8 hours, giving her a bottle, and then she generally goes back down really nicely and sleeps till 6 or 7, right, Sissy? So she's definitely getting a lot of head control. She's definitely getting stronger on her little legs. She's sitting in her little sit-me-up chair, and she can hold her little head. So she's definitely getting a lot stronger. And she's rolling like crazy. And I actually think that I'm going to have to take her out of the Halo bassinet soon. And the plan is to just put her in a pack and play in our bedroom, which is not ideal. But we have a guest bed in my husband's office, which he's now home 2 days a week, has a guest bed for my parents. They're building a house here. When their house is done, I'm getting rid of the guest bed, and it will be my husband's office / her bedroom at night. And then she will, when my husband's here for work, she'll nap in our bedroom. But anyway, I believe I need to take her out of the halo soon because she's trying to roll, and every once in a while, she usually sleeps on her back really well, but every once in a while she'll try to roll to her side. And it is all mesh, so it's not necessarily dangerous, but there's just not enough room in there for her to get herself all the way over on her belly. So I just don't want to constrict her to that one little spot. Let me see if she'll roll. She's a crazy roller. She rolls all the time, huh, sissy? If you look back on my review of this, you can definitely see her rolling. But she likes to play. If I leave her under this too long to like go to the bathroom or do something in the kitchen, she'll roll and I'll hear her yell because sometimes her arms get stuck under her. But she's a really good roller. She's reaching for toys. Everything that's developmentally appropriate at this age, she's doing. Yeah. So she's doing well. She spends time here. She spends time in the sit-me-up chair, in the bouncers. That's just the nature of having other children. I would love to be able to have her on the floor and interact with her all day long, and you just can't when you have toddlers, and I'm sure people know that. So we go outside. Sometimes I'll have her on a blanket, but most of the time she'll be in a little chair just watching us. She also likes the front pack. I did a Tula review that was only parent facing. I now have her in the Lily Baby, which at some point I'll do a review of that. Here comes the cat. At some point I'll do a review of that because that one is really nice because you can switch it from parent facing to forward facing. And I have her forward facing, but on a little bolster, which you can, roll up like a swaddle blanket just to boost her up so that her head is over the top. And you just need head control for that. And she really loves it. So she loves being forward facing, not for long periods of time because she does get tired. But if we go apple picking there, she just rolled herself over. You couldn't really see because the cat, but there she is. Oh, is this hitting you in the head? Come over here. And then she'll move her little legs around. She's really trying to crawl. I don't think she's ready, but she's really trying, right, sissy? So she'll move herself around. She'll move her little legs. So yeah, she's doing well. So I don't really have a lot to report. There's not really a lot of updates at 4 months per se. She's trucking along. She's getting better with rolling. I assume she's going to be crawling soon. And honestly, this morning was the first time I've ever seen her roll back. So and I think it might have been an accident. She's only rolling back to belly, and I assume soon she'll roll belly to back. So that should be the next step coming up. But yeah, she's doing really well. Again, if you're watching this and your 4-month-old isn't doing this stuff or is doing more advanced stuff, that's okay. There is no need to compare. If you're worried that they're developmentally behind, you can definitely talk to your pediatrician. But I had preemies that were a little bit developmentally behind. They're now almost 3 and they're completely caught up. So, obviously I'm a physical therapist. There's early intervention, which is great if you do have issues with your child. So don't compare to my video because your child could be way ahead of her at 4 months or behind her at 4 months, and it could be completely normal. So I'm trying to help her learn how to roll back. Go ahead, roll back. Go ahead, sissy. There you go. So she kind of gets the movement of rolling, but that will also just come naturally just by letting her play on the floor. She did have a little, I think I talked about this before, she did have a flat spot in her head, which is way better because that I think was from like the Boppy Lounger, and she's been more in like the sit-me-up chairs and the floor. The floor is actually really good for flatheads, for not getting flatheads. The floor is better than like a seat. So yeah, she's doing really well. I actually had to get rid of the Boppy Lounger. I'm so sad. So it's my absolute favorite infant device. I have it on the couch. I can't put her in it on the couch because she rolls. And there's no point in me having it on the floor to put her in it because she rolls and she could roll out of it. So we actually threw it away because we've used it now for 2 kids, and if and when we have another, we'll just buy a new one. They're like $30. It was getting kind of flat in the middle, but I'm really sad because my husband took it out to the trash this morning and I was like, no, wait, because you want to hang on to like those little newborn things, which the reality is she hasn't been in it in like a month, just because my daughter's used it for her Minnie Mouses, just because of her rolling. She hasn't been in it in a while, but she's really into toys, as you can see. She's really into like reaching. She's starting to hold her own bottle, which is sad but nice. So she'll grab it and pull it to her mouth, and then she's realized that she can pull it in and out. So it makes feeding a little difficult because she'll hold on to my hands and go in and out, in and out. But I think she's just putting it together that she can control it. And I want to be able to hold her while she eats. My twins, I couldn't because there was 2 of them, so they would go in the seats and I would either hold the bottles to their mouths, or when they could hold them, I'd just hand them a bottle. Her, I plan on still holding as long as I can, but I admit that it will be nice if I'm eating lunch or the twins need something, that I can just give her bottle and she can drink it. So I'm definitely going to have to be very aware of making sure that like a couple feeds throughout the day that I hold her, because it will be so easy to just put her down and hand her bottle when she can hold it for convenience. So I just want to be aware of that. But that is coming. She's very excited that she's holding her own bottle. She just doesn't quite have the coordination to always get it in her mouth right, but it's coming. It's so cute to watch her try. And so I will end just for reference, so people are wondering. Like I said, last time she was weighed, she was 13 pounds, 3 ounces. She's probably more than that. I have her in size 2 diapers, which is her size anyway, but I always move my kids up early, so she moved up to 2s early. She is in 3 to 6 month clothes. For Carter's, it's 6 month, whatever the weight. I go by the weight, so the weight, that's 12 to 16 pounds. And then for shorts, she is still in like 3 month shorts. I think those are 0 to 3. Pants, I have her in 6 months, but the shorts, for some reason, I have a bunch of 6 month shorts from my daughter, and they're just too big. So just depends upon the brand, you know, but I am not one that's like, oh, she's only 4 months, she shouldn't be wearing 6 months. I go by the weight, and yeah, so she's doing great. So I hope everybody else is doing great. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't really have any more updates. We're trucking along. She's doing good, and she's so happy. She has a little bit of a witching hour. My son had a big witching hour, so hers isn't bad at all. From like 5 to 7, even if she had a nap, she gets a little cranky, and I have to hold her like through dinner. But honestly, she doesn't cry. She rarely cries. She cries if one of the twins accidentally like run into her. She cries if she's like really hungry and you're not getting to her fast enough, but most of the time it's just a little whine. She doesn't really cry. So she's a really, really, really good baby, a really content baby. I think having twins helps because she has never had, you know, the 100% one-on-one attention, but she's doing awesome. So I am so thankful that you guys are here. Subscribe, like, and let me know if there's any videos you want to see. I am happy to share, and I hope to see you. There she goes. She's gonna get stuck. Hope to see you in my next video.